Good morning, DIALED fans, and welcome back to Snowshoe, West Virginia for day 2 of World Cup Finals, downhill and cross-country practice. After spending some cake and signing some papers, we have the exclusive rights to shoot video on track for the first time this year, so let's go check it out. A lot of our athletes are riding. It's rained last night, so it's super slick in the woods and rocks.
Rocks are fucking,
It's ridiculously slippery.
it's pretty much unrideable. Like, you're just doing like this.
There's a lot of like flat-ish rock and root sections too, so you're gonna have to carry speed. You make it too soft, it's just really hard to pump. It probably isn't gonna feel amazing. There's so many small bumps and you are gonna have to keep it pretty firm, I think. We don't really know yet. We'll find out later in the day, but it's kind of what I'm thinking.
I got peer pressure so bad. I didn't really. I peer pressure myself.
Yeah. It just feels like on the rocks, it's just so, you know, so slippery and so it's just sliding around the whole time.
Hey Max, what's the hardest part of the track right now?
Definitely the rocks and the roots. Like the top part is alright, the bottom one, like with all the rocks, it's so slippery and so greasy, so you're just like drifting the whole time. Yeah, that's pretty much the hardest part now, but hopefully it's getting drier during the day and should be perfect for tomorrow.
You push me in all sides.
It's super closed.
Yeah, maybe too much.
Yeah.
I have done a little bit my handlebar
Okay.
because in the flat section I was too high. And
Okay. Marin's shock was really firm. I'm not quite sure. I didn't do that. So we opened up compression a lot because she said she's getting kicked around in the rocks. And with Flo, he says he's getting full travel, but still lack of grip in the front. And he also had some kind of weird compression settings, like open high speed and closed low speed, which doesn't work all that great. So we just kind of balance stuff out again.
I'm finding like the bike's the back's sitting up too much under braking.
Okay.
When it's steep and braking, I just want to sit in and just get down and then be able to let off.
Okay.
What's that?
Probably, it's one of the high speeds most likely.
Okay.
Compression or rebound.
Yeah. Low compression's 12 and 19 now. It's definitely not rebound.
It's quite slow.
Yeah. If we open it, it's going to push more.
You won't get anything more out of opening high-speed compression. You're pretty much open.
Yeah. We heard the track was pretty slippery. Is it starting to dry up or is it still the same? Oh, I did 2 runs. It was pretty much the same when I did. I'm sure I don't think it's going to dry in this weather. Alright. But I think tomorrow will be better. But lines are getting sunk in, so that's cool. No, it's good. The track's rolling really cool.
What's the hardest section to figure out right now?
Just the rocks. Just trying to remember it all.
Really, the only complaint has been that the rocks are super slippery. And there's not a whole lot that I think we can do with suspension for that. Like, you can't just tune it for flattish, super slippery rocks. You're just gonna have to manage that point, or tire choice or something, but you make it soft, you're still not gonna get any grip because the rocks are slippery, and then it's gonna make it worse everywhere else. So I think you just gotta manage it.
What could be done so I don't feel like out of control the whole way down from the middle point all the way to the bottom. Like the rocks, well, we went slightly higher in PSI in the tires,
Okay.
and then, well, firm as we thought it was good, and it felt good for months and time. But here,
There's no way you want firm tires here. 90% of your
so
grip's gonna
that's
come from tires.
first thing, and then second thing, something to do to try to go smoother over the rocks, or just go first tires and then
tires.
Really?
I'm not gonna be able to get you any grip on those rocks because you're not using suspension. It's just rubber contact to a slick surface.
So not even low speed at all. No. Not okay.
You make it softer, it's just gonna be like,
Even like
yeah.
okay. fair
And
enough.
everybody's got the same problem.
Oh yeah, I
Trust
bet.
me.
Like if someone is not having that, it's
Yeah.
because like I don't know what they're doing. But like,
So
it's crazy. Like you jump these jumps, you go past the middle point, then you have the chute,
yeah.
and then things go out of control. You have no control of your bike. You just try, like the first one, you're just going on the brakes and it's just harder. And then second one, oh, I'm gonna try to let it go a bit more. Oh, it's even worse. So you don't
Danny
even
was
know.
just here, same thing.
Well, thank you, Jordi.
Yeah.
See you.
This is the first day, and right now we're just trying to get stuff back to where it should be. We're actually having quite a few issues with things just not being where they should have been, and I'm not exactly sure why. So we're spending some time just getting people back to basics, and then we're gonna start working from there. Took a little bit of low speed compression off. I don't know. Shock feels alright. Yeah. I don't think. We just need to see if it dries out or not.
How's the track feeling so far?
Yeah, it's good. It's a little flat at the bottom, so we need to try and get up to speed quite quickly to get into a good flow and get a really good feeling. But it's slippery after the rain we had last night, and just looking forward to it drying up and really being able to try and truck on through some of the flatter sections.
Yeah, you definitely 3 clicks, you'll feel it.
So, but maybe we go harder this spring.
Yes. Gotcha. What are you on right now?
425.
Okay, so we'd want a I guess 450. It's not much of a step.
No, we'll go 450.
Okay.
What's the situation with Matt's setup?
He's a growing boy. I think he's put on a little bit of muscle, so the bike's getting a little softer. We were going to change spring rates in Mont Saint Anne, but just kind of took the pressure off him and left it. This track's quite a bit flatter too, so we're gonna go up a spring rate here and let him ride that, see how it goes.
And then what does going up this in spring rate do?
It's gonna make the ride height in the rear sit up a little more, a little bit firmer, bottom out protection, and sometimes it can get a little bit harsher, but if it's right, and it'll just be better all around. We went up 25 pounds in spring rate and then just adjusted the rebound a little bit to deal with that.
Have you done many changes to your suspension setup?
Well, to start off a weekend, my mechanic normally drops a bit of PSI and compression just because the first run's always cruisy, and then we normally build up to a base setting we've got from there, and then that's when we come and see Shmi and Jordi and see what's happening from there on out. Yeah, so far we're just at pretty standard, gone to normal base setting, and yeah, we'll build from there.
So you probably go back to where we were.
I think so. I think it'll make the bike feel more consistent and
I do
faster.
the 525 sprint.
Okay, cool.
And that was alright.
That's good.
Because we had a lot more big hits last week. And
Yeah.
kind of needed that.
Okay. Yeah. Works for me.
How do you make it like same comfortableness on the floor, and then not diving when it's like when you're braking or when it's deep?
So soft and firm.
Like same beginning but more supportive. Because I had like low speed compression, and I don't know if it was me or whatever, it felt like it was more ding, 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 ding.
You took off?
No, I put some, not to dive.
Could just go up in pressure a little bit. Should stay the same off the top and then ramp up more on the bottom.
Hey Loris, if you had a sound effect to describe this course, what would it be?
It would be, and then yeah, fast surf, and then just flat rocky bit.
What's the situation with Loris's setup?
Just wanted the fork to hold up a little bit more, middle to end. All we ended up doing was adding some pressure. Took a little bit of low speed compression off.
Track is good, it's getting drier.
Yeah, it's a little better now. It's still pretty slippery in the rock garden. I haven't gotten it quite right yet.
Actually, relatively quiet. I think the track's really technically tricky, different than most. So people are just trying to learn lines and ride the track. Saw a little bit of kind of firming up the back, get some grip on the front in the flatter sections and make the bike easier to move around. But other than that, like nothing consistent really, just little tweaks here and there.
All right, that's a wrap for day 2 of the World Cup here in Snowshoe, West Virginia. It was a good first day of practice with lots of time for the riders to figure out line choice. Tomorrow is day 2 of downhill practice along with the XC short track in the evening. Stay tuned for that.